What if the love you've been searching for in other people has been waiting inside you all along? What if the peace you keep praying for starts the moment you stop treating yourself like an enemy? And what if the greatest transformation of your life begins not when the world approves of you, but when you finally learn to accept, respect, and love yourself? Most people think self-love is selfish. They think it means being proud, careless, or disconnected from others. But real self-love is nothing like that. Real self-love is the quiet decision to stop abandoning yourself. It is the courage to heal your wounds, protect your peace, and build a life that honors your worth. This is not just a message. This is a turning point, because when you learn how to love yourself, everything else in your life begins to change. Self-love is not a luxury. It is a foundation. Without it, everything else becomes unstable. Relationships become painful. Goals become confusing. Success becomes empty. Confidence becomes fake. And life begins to feel like a performance instead of a place where you can truly live. When you do not love yourself, you start looking outside for the value that should have come from within. You seek approval. You seek attention. You seek validation. You seek somebody to tell you that you matter. But the problem is this: if you do not believe you matter, no amount of outside praise will ever fully satisfy you. It may comfort you for a moment. It may distract you for a while, but it will not heal the deeper wound. That is why self-love matters. Self-love means treating yourself with the same care, patience, and respect that you would give someone you deeply care about. It means speaking to yourself with kindness instead of cruelty. It means not using your pain as an excuse to destroy yourself. It means standing beside yourself, even on the days when you feel weak. A lot of people spend years criticizing themselves. They look in the mirror and only see flaws. They hear one mistake and turn it into a lifelong identity. They fail once and decide they are a failure. They compare themselves to others and feel smaller every day. But comparison is a thief. It steals joy. It steals confidence. It steals peace. Self-love begins when you stop asking, "Why am I not enough?" and start asking, "What do I need to care for myself better?" That question changes everything. Because self-love is not about pretending you are perfect. It is about accepting that you are human. You will have scars. You will make mistakes. You will have days when you feel lost. You will have moments when healing is slow. And still, you deserve care. Still, you deserve patience. Still, you deserve respect. One of the hardest things in life is learning to stay with yourself through pain. It is easy to love yourself when everything is going well. It is easy to feel confident when people are clapping. It is easy to feel worthy when you are winning. But self-love is proven in the quiet, uncomfortable moments. When you are rejected and still choose to believe in yourself. When you are tired and still choose rest instead of self-hate. When you make a mistake and still choose growth instead of shame. When you feel alone and still choose not to speak to yourself like an enemy. That is real self-love. You do not build self-love in one dramatic moment. You build it in the small decisions. The way you talk to yourself in the morning. The way you respond after failure. The way you care for your body. The way you protect your time. The way you say no to what drains you. The way you say yes to what heals you. Every one of those choices teaches your heart something. It teaches your heart, I matter. It teaches your mind, I am worth protecting. It teaches your soul, I do not have to earn basic kindness. Many people were taught to survive, not to love themselves. They were taught to be strong but not gentle. They were taught to keep going but not to listen to their pain. They were taught to achieve but not to heal. So they become excellent at pushing through life while quietly hurting inside. But pushing through is not the same as healing. Self-love asks you to slow down and ask deeper questions. Am I truly okay? What am I feeling? What do I keep ignoring? What pain have I been calling normal? What part of me needs compassion instead of punishment? These are not weak questions. These are brave questions. Because it takes courage to face yourself honestly. It takes courage to admit that your inner voice may be too harsh. It takes courage to admit that you have been living in survival mode. It takes courage to admit that you have been giving away love to everyone else while starving yourself of it. But once you face that truth, healing begins. Self-love does not mean you ignore your flaws. It means you stop hating yourself for having them. You can work on your body without insulting it. You can improve your habits without calling yourself worthless. You can correct your mistakes without tearing down your identity. You can grow without punishing yourself. That is the difference between self-love and self-attack. Self-love says, I can improve and I still have value now. Self-hate says, I must become perfect before I can respect myself. That second voice is a lie. You are not required to become flawless to deserve dignity. You are worthy of care even while you are growing. Let that sink in. If you have spent too long blaming yourself, this is your reminder. You are not a broken object. You are a human being in progress. And progress takes time. Sometimes self-love looks like rest. Sometimes it looks like saying no. Sometimes it looks like stepping away from people who constantly drain or disrespect you. Sometimes it looks like therapy. Sometimes it looks like prayer. Sometimes it looks like journaling. Sometimes it looks like taking a walk and clearing your mind. Sometimes it looks like eating properly, sleeping properly, and giving your body the care it has been asking for. Self-love is practical. It is not just a feeling. It is an action. A person who truly loves themselves does not keep betraying their own peace. They stop choosing things that hurt them again and again. They stop staying in places where they are constantly devalued. They stop speaking to themselves in cruel ways. They stop living as if their pain has no importance. Now, this does not mean self-love is easy. Some days your old habits will speak louder. Some days self-doubt will come back. Some days you will hear the old story in your head. You are not enough. You are too far behind. You will never change. You do not deserve better. When those thoughts come, do not obey them immediately. Pause. Ask yourself, is this truth? Or is this pain talking? Is this wisdom? Or is this fear? Is this who I am? Or just what I have been told? This simple pause can save your peace. Because a large part of self-love is learning not to believe every negative thought you think. Your mind can become a courtroom where you are always the defendant. Self-love interrupts that pattern. It says, I will listen, but I will not let every thought become a sentence. I will feel, but I will not let every feeling become a verdict. I will remember the truth about who I am. And what is the truth? You are worthy of love. You are worthy of respect. You are worthy of healing. You are worthy of a peaceful life. You are worthy of rest. You are worthy of joy. You are worthy of becoming better without becoming less human. Self-love also changes how you relate to your past. Many people stay trapped because they keep using the past as proof that they are doomed. They say, I failed before, so I will fail again. I was hurt before, so I can't trust. I was rejected before, so I must not be lovable. I made mistakes before, so I'm permanently damaged. But your past is a teacher, not a prison. It can show you what needs healing. It can show you where your boundaries were weak. It can show you where you gave too much of yourself away. It can show you what needs to be repaired. But it does not get to decide your entire future. You can learn. You can change. You can build differently now. That is self-love too. Self-love means saying, I will not let old pain write all my new chapters. It means giving yourself permission to begin again. Not because the past never mattered, but because your future still does. There is another powerful part of self-love: boundaries. A person who truly loves themselves knows that not everything deserves access to them. Not every voice gets to shape their mind. Not every relationship gets to stay. Not every opportunity is good just because it is available. Not every place is safe just because it is familiar. Boundaries are not selfish. They are self-respect in action. If you constantly let people overstep, misuse your time, disrespect your heart, or drain your energy, you will eventually lose connection with yourself. Self-love says, I matter enough to be protected. That may mean fewer people around you. That may mean disappointing others. That may mean choosing quiet over chaos. That may mean leaving what once felt normal. But peace is worth it. A self-loving person also learns how to speak to themselves differently. Not with fake positivity, with truth and grace. Instead of saying, "I'm useless," say, "I am struggling right now, but I am still worthy." Instead of saying, "I always ruin everything," say, "I made a mistake, and I can learn from it." Instead of saying, "I hate myself," say, "I am in pain, and I need care." Instead of saying, "I'll never change," say, "Change takes time, and I am allowed to grow." Words matter. The words you use about yourself shape your identity over time. Self-love is also about the body. Your body carries your life. It carries your fatigue, your stress, your healing, your memories. You do not have to worship it, but you do need to respect it. Feed it well. Move it gently. Rest it when needed. Listen when it is tired. Do not punish it for not looking like somebody else's body. Do not shame it into health. Caring for your body is one of the most basic forms of self-love. And then there is the mind. Your mind needs protection too. It is constantly taking in voices, images, opinions, fears, and expectations. If you do not guard it, it will fill with noise. Choose wisely what enters your mind. Choose wisely what content you consume. Choose wisely what conversations you entertain. Choose wisely what ideas you repeat to yourself. A healthy mind is part of a loving life. Self-love also means forgiving yourself. Not pretending everything was okay. Not excusing harm, but releasing the chain of endless self-punishment. Maybe you were too hard on yourself for not knowing better. Maybe you made choices from pain, fear, immaturity, or survival. Maybe you wish you could go back and do things differently. You cannot go back, but you can stop dragging your old self behind you like a dead weight. Forgiveness says, "I acknowledge what happened. I take responsibility where needed. And I will not spend the rest of my life destroying myself for being human." That is freedom. The more you practice self-love, the more your life changes. You start choosing better people. You start making better decisions. You start trusting yourself more. You start walking with more calm. You start valuing your time. You start saying no without guilt. You start saying yes to healing. And over time, something beautiful happens. The love you give yourself begins to overflow into the world around you. You become kinder to others because you are no longer starving inside. You become more patient because you are not constantly at war with yourself. You become stronger because you are no longer living in self-betrayal. That is the hidden power of self-love. It does not make you less useful. It makes you more whole. It does not make you weak. It makes you stable. It does not make you selfish. It makes you capable of loving others without losing yourself. So, if you have spent years chasing love everywhere except within, this is your invitation to come home to yourself. To stop abandoning yourself in hard moments. To stop insulting yourself when you need compassion. To stop comparing your life to everybody else's highlight reel. To stop treating your healing like a luxury. To stop waiting for permission to value yourself. You are allowed to care for yourself. You are allowed to heal. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to grow slowly. You are allowed to start again. You do not need to earn the right to be kind to yourself. And when you truly understand that, everything changes. Because self-love is not the end of growth. It is the beginning of real growth. You cannot build a powerful life on the foundation of self-hatred. You can only build it on truth, care, discipline, and grace. So choose yourself. Not in an arrogant way, in a healing way, in a responsible way, in a way that says, "I am no longer willing to live against myself." If this message spoke to your heart, then stay with this channel. Here, we build truth, healing, mindset, discipline, and the kind of inner strength that changes real lives. If you want more powerful videos like this, subscribe now and join this growing community. Because the next message may be the one that helps you heal deeper. The next video may be the one that helps you think clearer. And the next step you take may be the one that changes your life forever. Subscribe now, and let's keep growing together.